Chaos Production, yeah, that's me.
Yo, what is good, world? It's your boy, Calvin Leroy King the third, and as always, I have my lovely co-hosts with the most on my side, Miss Reese PC, the one and only.
Hey, y'all.
We thank y'all for tuning in and turning up for another exclusive segment of This, That, and the Third, the lifestyle show that gives you life.
Literally.
Now, joining us on today's exclusive segment of This and the Third is none other than the fly guy himself, my big brother and yours, Brother Dave Jeff.
What up, yo?
Now, before we begin the show, can we slow clap this king in, please? Welcome.
I'm gonna get on that clap with y'all.
Oh, yeah. It's been a long time, bro. He was man, not a friend of the show. He's family of the show.
Yeah.
And hasn't been on since season 1. So obviously we've upgraded. What you think about the new digs?
You feel me? It's a whole bunch of lights and LEDs. And
man, Studio 2226 on Chicago's East Side. Y'all better holler at my man Raul. But today's segment is all about you, bro. So man, for those that don't know, if they live under a rock or in a cave or in a hill, who is Dave Jeff? Who is he?
Who is he?
Man, I mean,
tell the people.
Dave Jeff, I'm a father. I'm a God-fearing man. I'm a cultural architect, a builder of brands. I am positive energy at its best.
Come on, son.
Cultural
well. Right.
Yeah.
The creator of PHLI and these other brands, a whole bunch. I'm a whole bunch rolled up in this big guy.
On the real, this vessel.
This
And
vessel.
people who don't know what fly means, please tell them. Because I was one of them who didn't know it.
It's crazy. I did an interview earlier today, and a dude who's definitely familiar with the brand, he's like, I didn't know it, but it's PHLI is backwards for I Love High Park. Backwards for I Love High Park. I love helping people. Illinois holding paper. I love hemp plant. Whatever is fly to you. Whatever's fly to you. You know?
Right. Yeah. Whatever's fly to you.
Whatever's fly to you.
And that's dope, man. Cultural architect, man. You got so much going on. And I'm just humbled to see, and I ain't gonna say I was there at the beginning. You know, that's big, bro. But just seeing the growth and the trajectory of the brand and the man.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the process of becoming fly?
I mean, the process of it is, period, is just like getting to know yourself. You know what I'm saying? When you get to know yourself, like self is so important and everything. Understanding that the God in you does these magnificent things with you, through you, and all this other stuff. And then I think once you tap into that, then your thinking becomes bigger, your visions become bigger. You know what I'm saying? You talk different, walk different. You talk different. Your thinking has changed, and as a man thinking, like you definitely gonna see the things that you talk about or whatever. And so I think, you know, Dave at 20 whatever when Fly started to Dave, I'm not even gonna say 2.0, you know, like now, you know what I'm saying, husband, father, business owner, you know, all these things in that, and this is what you're seeing. It's coming out more in the clothes, it's coming out more in the activities, the programs and things like that, and how I handle business and do business, and who I do business with. Who I do business with.
Company you keep.
Level up.
Who I do business with.
I noticed you had an event, because you've been doing a lot of things with PUMA.
Yep.
And you had an event, I think it was called On the Porch, or it was something you had steps.
It was a reform event. You know, Puma's real connected with the reform piece, like, because Meek Mill is a Puma artist, but then that whole movement also. My family, my sister, her name is Rita Lee. Rita Lee has a show called The Porch. And so the concept of the reform piece is when Puma brought it to me, like, we could have did it real big, like stupid big, or like, okay, let's do these little reform pieces or whatever. And so if we're doing these little reform pieces of it, I wanted to make it more so like you know, like a neighborhood type thing. Like okay, yeah, we pulling up on Reese's porch. You know what I'm saying? And so my sister Rita Lee and her whole piece with that, she has this mobile porch, this thing where you can set the atmosphere of that. And that's what we had. We had like these activists of these things that are advocating for reform. D Nash was on there. You know, he walked from here to, you know, DC on that part. Excuse me. We had Lupe's sister.
Guadalupe.
No, Miss Jacko. Miss Jack. Her last name is Jacko. I'm sorry, sister, but
we love you.
Love you twice. My man 600 Breezy too is a Breezo, just went through basically the thing that Meek Mill went through in the thing, to where like he was a month or so on his probation, left, and something they violated him for the stupidest, minutest thing or whatever, and tried to get that man 10 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For that, after nothing happening on his parole, non-violent criminal, you know, all that other stuff. So he just spoke and gave his point to that, and then it was just more so like an open conversation of that. So that's what that was with the Porsche, that particular event.
I liked it because it was small, it was intimate, it was packed, but you could really get a vibe of those that were talking, and the porch was cool. The fact that it was like a
that's
porch
the thing.
set up.
I haven't been to an event or seen it, experienced it live. It's all fly.
And that's what it was. So and it was held at the Alpha Space. The Alpha Space is basically my office, is my creative space, and so the Alpha Space is the beginning of everything Fly.
And where is that?
There's South Loop, so it's 2014 South Michigan.
Straight up.
Yeah. So that's what you were supposed to get that feeling.
That was intended. And that's the home of Third Thursdays, for those that didn't know. We do our monthly events during warm summer, warm months here in Chicago, so maybe twice this year. Right. You know, we do it at the Alpha Space, man, the beginning of all things Fly. And man, it's just dope. It's a pleasure to have you. What are some things that maybe you got coming up? We know you got a lot of different partnerships, a lot of different branding opportunities. What's next? What's coming up?
Man, well, I mean, recently, well, like now, like I say, the creative space changes in so many ways. Whenever I have a new drop, like for seasons, for spring, summer, whatever, and things like that, then it becomes like a Fly store. So currently, the space is basically a Fly store right now. So it's new stuff that's going to drop like every Friday, and it's be that type of energy on Friday. So definitely come whoop on me at the space. You know, let's talk everything fashion, whatever. Come get a vibe, you know, hang out, or have a cocktail or something like. Red wine or something.
Whatever you do. Whatever you do.
Right. I mean, so that's that with the brand. I mean, I have some definite collabs coming up with some of the my local brothers too. Fake Decent collab coming up. Collab with leaders. We definitely gonna work out the kinks in that. So you'll see a lot of that this summer though. The kickoff to the summer, the High Park Brew Fest.
I was just going to ask, are you hosting again?
Yeah. Well, I'm a partner in the Brew Fest, so my part in the whole piece is curating the sound, curating the stage. Me being a brand builder, that's what I did. Like, so the logo is my concept, and these things like that. So definitely, I'm not going nowhere with the Brew Fest. And so,
How many days is it this week?
It's 2 days. So it's always a Saturday and Sunday. Saturday we have more so a hip hop crowd. Sunday is more so like house music, you know, because Chicago is a house city. But we actually have on this Sunday, Biz Markey is spinning like he's opening. Excuse me, not opening. His time slot is before Terry Hunter's time slot, and then Terry has a big thing, like Terry Hunter and Friends. Right. So Terry's actually spinning, and then there's going to be some live performances because he has an album that's coming out, and so a couple of people that are on the album are coming out to perform too. So Teresa Griffin, Shantae Savage, Estelle, Byron Stick, my man from 10 City, and some other special guests too. I won't say no names. A gentleman that's known for wooing the ladies or whatever that has a couple of tracks with Terry, so do the homework on that, or who Terry's produced for, and then you might see who's just gonna pop out, like you know what I'm saying? Right, just gonna pop out. So yeah, doing that, and like just continue building stuff for PUMA. Like I signed on with PUMA like last October, as far as like being a cultural partner with them. So we're basically part of Emory Jones Squad. It's myself, it's Fashion Geek Zoe. We're basically Chicago in that space, but in that space, like for influence and part of that team. You have my man Brooklyn Mike. He goes by Upscale Vandal. He's from on top. Another brother too, Adrian. I forgot his name, but he's from Atlanta. He's a dope customizer. Alexander George is what's his name. And he's a dope customizer and Sham God. The guy, Sham God, you know what I'm saying? So help pushing the brand or whatever, and proud to say like PUMA has had the best quarter. Had the best quarter in the company's history. In the company's history. And this last time, so I'm going to say definitely everybody's working. It's move. It's a time. But I feel good to know that we Do some
Well, I
pebbles
would
at that.
agree,
Then we do some
because
pebbles at that.
Yeah.
I don't think I was really hearing about PUMA
checking
until
for
you
PUMA until,
started doing everything PUMA. Really?
Yeah, but
I mean,
because I will say, I know before Meek's situation, when you would go out there to Madison and Pulaski, you would see the big building with them on there.
Yeah.
It was like, okay. But it didn't pop.
I mean, and Rihanna did some stuff with PUMA.
I think
The
Riri had
Fenty
some
stuff,
joints,
So
right,
that was
right.
like a wave.
Right. But I knew it was real when I went to the Broccoli City Fest last weekend, and I had my joints on from one of the Fly events. And my man, who's a sneaker head, I'm not even a sneaker head.
Yeah.
He is. I'm not.
He's like, yeah.
He was like, I was trying to get those. I was like, oh, these old things. Let me call bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I was like, I didn't even know what I had on.
Right.
But they fashionable, they comfortable, and they just fly, man. Like
Nah, but in this past the sneakers, like, so I mean,
Oh, yeah.
on the surface, definitely Puma is this sneaker brand, but it's definitely just like how y'all hear you say lifestyle and how y'all do it. What y'all say?
Yeah.
How y'all do
Lifestyle
it? Give it
gives you
life.
life.
Give it life. Literally. You know what I'm saying? In that, like, I mean, the whole movement, the whole vibe of it, you know what I'm saying, is something that people would love to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? The whole J piece, the Puma hoops. Now, you know what I'm saying? The just all of the lifestyle components of it, the reform piece, the community piece, or whatever. So it's just a thing. And so I'm happy to be, I'm ecstatic to be a part of that whole situation. And so that's definitely moving. And then, just, trying to step into some acting and things like that. Like I was on Empire a couple of times. Just moving that whole piece. It's just like, this is Dave Jeff, hear me roar.
Favor overtakes
Right.
That's real. That's real. Now, for those again that are just being introduced to the Fly Guy, how can they follow you, get in tune with you, like social media?
Just hit me at Dave Jeff, DaveJeff, or more so like brand specific stuff. At Fly Chicago, at Fly Worldwide, it's PHLI Chicago, PHLI Worldwide, and then like to purchasing everything on site is flyworldwide.com.
Now, this is something that y'all need to know. Like, when you get something that's fly, you get quality. Like, it's not just a dope design. It's gonna last.
It's gonna last.
Yeah.
You remember when niggas wore they stuff baggy?
Yeah.
I have like an XL Fly ensemble. And it was just like, why did you get it in that size? But
Right,
it's still quality.
Right.
I was young. I had it like 5 years ago.
Right.
Again.
Right.
But nevertheless, man, all right, so they know how to get in tune with you. Now we're going to play a little game, which is tradition on This and the Third, and it's called This, That, and the Third.
Okay.
Now the rules are simple. We're going to ask you 3 questions, and you just got to answer honestly and from the heart. You ready to play? All right, well, ladies first. This is this.
So I know that you're a dad. What's your favorite part about being a dad?
Well, I have 2 girls at home, my 2 daughters, and I mean, just the love of your daughters is just a father can't match that. No woman or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying, just that genuine, like, this girl loves me. She loves me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no question, no nothing. I mean, it's real simple. You feed them, love them, take care of them. Like, that's the best. That's the best. That's the best thing. My baby girls, that genuine love from my baby girls.
Got it.
All right, well, this is that. If you had to choose one of the toughest lessons you have to learn along the way, not a mistake, because we know we don't make mistakes, but the toughest lesson that you had to learn, what is it and what did you learn from it?
Good ideas and the God ideas.
Tell me more.
Like I say, like lessons, I mean, I'm a creative person. We're creative people. Obviously, we're here doing this. So it's like it's these things that you think about. It's like, oh man, that's a good idea. That's great. Opposed to actually sitting with yourself and getting an understanding of what the next move should be. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes those good ideas get you like, man, you quick, and then you get your hand chopped off or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to, that God idea, that God understanding of the whole thing. And so it's like when the pendulum was swinging, it was like, go left.
Right.
You might have, swooped up out of there, whatever. I mean, so I just say that, just being, once again, back to self, being more in tune with self.
That self-awareness is key, man. You don't want to be out here like Jamie Lannister. I like you.
You so silly.
He's useless now. But this is the third.
Wow.
Jamie.
Be like,
Wow.
right?
Be like,
She's
season
a
killer.
Wow.
Okay. So the last
We should talk about that.
Man.
Yeah.
If y'all want to talk about
That
this,
Dame Lillard meme with her face on
face
it.
on it with the square. With the square too, they're all like hilarious.
I cannot. Man.
So I'm just let me just say my two cents to this. My 2 cents to this. My 2 cents to this. If what's her name? Danny. The dragon, Khaleesi.
Yeah.
If Khaleesi just don't honor this man, that he's just this man, you know what I'm saying?
John.
Oh,
The true
and just let them, like, okay, y'all already done what y'all do. This is obviously what they do here. He didn't know that she was his auntie, obviously, or whatever. This is 3, 4, 5 generations down or whatever.
Yeah.
Just go on and kick it and y'all both just be king, queen, or whatever. That's what I would like to see in the thing. If she want to stand on like, well, I'm this, knowing that he is who he is, because in the thing she gave him to him, like, oh, that's convenient that your brother and your boy kind of just come up with this story. But I mean, hey.
And
if you really love your man.
Because I had to ask a question to the real 10 toes down Game of Throners, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, so is the issue here that they can't be together because they relatives, or because she wants to be queen and king instead of king and queen?
No, this is the point. Her whole mission was, her whole fight has been like, I'm gonna take over this, regain this throne, or whatever like this. Because in your mind, you thought that this was yours.
It was a good idea.
But it was, thank you, but it wasn't that. There's a ground. There was an air, Monty. There was an air, Monty. There's
a floor.
Right. There was an air, Monty. Yes. So okay, I'm sorry. Okay, the third, not a third.
That was a good digression.
The third.
This is the third.
The third.
So, what piece of advice would you give for up and coming creative, right? That's trying to build their brand and, maybe it's stuck and don't really know what the next move is
for their brand. See, that's kind of difficult for the third. I mean, because okay, you have this brand and you're stuck with this brand. So I mean, that's a kind of like open question, because me analyzing and building brands, whatever, like, okay, well, you stuck because your joint is whack, or you stuck because you really not communicating, or this really isn't you. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so this is the info.
Those 3
Like so this ain't just okay, but
you right there.
right.
So like, okay, because it's really, I mean, I'm just saying, like it goes back to, and not to sound redundant, to being true to self, like finding what self is, who self is, what represents self, the whole nine. So when I started Fly and we first started everything or whatever, like, so I'm 2 feet out of the street, just coming home from small bid, this type thing, getting into fashion piece and moving that whole piece of my life. So a lot of those images and things that I had, like the Biggie with the Coogee, 20 years ago, you know what I'm saying, 17 years ago, literally, or whatever like this is what I was on. This is what I was on. Coogies and fat chains and, whatever, like that. Tupac and the camo gang banging, you know what I'm saying, with the big chain or whatever like that. These were things that was me at the time, okay? And sneakers, because the pictures of the sneakers on the on the clothes or whatever, but like now that's not me. You know what I'm saying? Some of them tees that I did before, like the Nas quote, I'm an addict for sneakers, 20s and Buddhas and bit. I can't. I'm not gonna wear that tee.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Dave is not gonna wear that tee today. The shoe porn tee is million copies or as many copies of that song or shirts that I've sold of that, and people ask for it, in it, whatever like this. That doesn't represent me anymore. And so people have these problems with their brands. Like, you can't have this total Jesus brand, and you in the club every day turning up, shaking your butt, have naked, dropping it like it's hot all the time, but then having this like, Jesus loves me. I mean, in fact, he probably does, but I'm just saying. He love your club. I mean, like let's be consistent. Let's be true to self and those things. And then, like, okay, like relationships. Relationships are very important. Like, up and coming brands, you got to understand that people are rocking with you because ain't nothing new you can do to a shirt, hoodie, whatever, or whatever outside of you cutting and sewing, designing and making it everything by hand yourself or whatever like this, that's going to separate you. So I would say that. I would say that like I would push people to do more of that. Yeah. But like tees and other things and stuff like that, people are buying these garments because they rock with you.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So you can't be this, I'm just stuck up, wow. You can't be that person and still expect someone to patronize your business. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, these relationships, these being true to self, this just being fly all the way around, for lack of a better word. I mean, these things will help you, should help you in that for any up and coming people that are coming, like, and just go.
Right.
Go. But I guarantee you, if you did these things, the trueness, the relationships, the taking care of your business and all that other stuff like this, you will see some growth in your business.
Like that. Yeah. And progress is oftentimes a slow process, man,
Yes.
which I got to trust the process. We talked about the top of the exclusive.
And there's nothing that's overnight. I think like today's
generation.
I ain't say generation because even us is grown as hell people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like
Still
expected
like
society period.
Regardless of
just like you said, the process. You know what I'm saying? Like me being whoever Dave Jeff is in other people's eyes, and the things that I've accomplished and all these things like that did not happen last week.
Overnight.
You know what I'm saying? This has been a
journey.
A journey. Like man, I went through this to do this, that molded me to be here, to see this, to open my eyes to this, to think this way, to say these things, to manifest and have these visions of those things that which has me here now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It wasn't just like, oh, okay, boom.
Right.
I'm rich.
Right.
We all would be.
Right.
They say overnight success takes 10 years.
Easy,
Man.
easy.
So greatness takes even
Easy,
longer, man.
easy,
So we thank you for joining us on this
hanging
exclusive
out with
segment.
us.
Can we slow clap the brother
Of
out?
course.
And we thank y'all
I
for
got
tuning
to
in
see that.
and turning up
See
with us.
that?
Once again, it's
Right,
been a
you
pleasure
see?
serving as your host. It's your boy, Calvin Leroy King the third, my lovely co-host with the mostest, Ms. Reese PC, the one and only, and we are the undisputed king and queen of Chicago podcast. Check us out.
I'm Dave Jeff. Like, man, what's up? Like, man, you know, like how Eddie Murphy was the fifth Beatle. So, like, man, like I'm the third. I'm the third.